Hi, my name is Jessica Lamar, and I am one of the therapists and co-founders here at the Bellevue Trauma Recovery Center. I am so excited today to be talking to Dr. Vazquez, the developer and founder and creator of Emotional Transformation Therapy, ETT, which is one of the primary modalities that we use here at the BTRC. And today I'm going to be chatting with Dr. Vazquez and asking him a bit more fun questions regarding ETT and how it integrates not only in his practice, but also some of his life.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I guess we're in conversation.
Ever since I got trained in ETT, I started to always think about what color I was going to wear. I just started being so much more aware of color in my life. And so with you working so intimately with color, how do you decide? How do you decide what color you're going to wear, and how does color fit into your life?
Well, before I developed ETT, you could look in my closet and it'd be basically shirts were beige and white and sort of dull. After I've worked with this a lot, my closet looks like a veritable rainbow. It matters to me where it just literally didn't matter before. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just get a little bit more joy out of life and my vision than I did before when I became aware of how much that matters.
Is there a specific reason why you will pick a color each day, or is it a bit more random?
Well, it varies on my mood of the particular day, uh,
Okay.
but it's really nice to have those choices, and um, it makes. I think it is with anybody. It makes you feel good to wear something you like, and
Mm-hmm.
so um, anyway, so it's a daily thing. It's not a major focus, but it does matter to me. Probably does than to most people.
Mm-hmm. When you think about teaching ETT and giving trainings to ETT, is there a level specifically that you prefer or you enjoy more than others, or is there a
Oh,
favorite?
oh wow. I love all of it, or
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be doing it. And but probably the level 5 course that has to do with spirituality is the probably the most stunning and different to most people. There's a long history of light and mind and spirit. Before Christ was born, there were uh, 16 societies in the world that all had solar deities. They worship the sun, worship light, essentially. And every major religion on the planet, um, refers to the divine through using analogies, symbols having to do with light. And so it's very connected spiritually. And then Goethe in the 1700s was the one that first began to identify light as a color as having emotional attributes. I discovered a long history of light and color and its influence on moods and psychological states. And so I started digging more into the history, and other people have used light for growth in some way, shape, or form. And then when the treatment for seasonal affective disorder is the use of light, but it's a self therapy rather than an interpersonal therapy. So there's a long history and a lot of scientific research. The people that study seasonal affective disorder have conducted over 1,000 scientific studies about the impact of light and color on the brain. So it's not a new idea in that sense, but I'm using it very different than they did.
This might take you a minute, and that's okay because it's only 3 words. So is there 3 words that you would use to describe ETT?
Hmm. Well, it transforms emotional states rapidly, consistently. That's not 3 words, but that's the core of it. Is that all kinds of therapies attempt to change emotional states, but this approach does it fast and consistently.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's stunning to people when it happens to be having a disturbing feeling 1 minute and another minute later they don't have it. Um,
Hmm.
there's little or nothing else that does that on a consistent basis.
Hmm.
Long answer for a 3 word answer. But
What has been so far, do you feel your biggest achievement personal achievement or success regarding the development of ETT?
Well, I developed it in the 1990s. So um, through the years, I have a new discovery one year, and the next year I have a new one. In other words, a new application for it. By eliminating the stress component of illness, injury, and physical pain, those things change. I'm not sure where the limits are as I keep discovering new applications. But it's personally quite moving when I'm working with people with horrible trauma, multiple traumas, and severe distress. To get those people to a point of peace is just as fulfilling as anything I do.
So being able to see that transformation and the
Mhm.
reduced distress has been the highlight of this process for you.
Yes, I am literally elevated every day because almost every session there's that kind of a change that I get to see, and so it's just another day in paradise each time I'm working.
hmm You have traveled all over the world teaching ETT to clinicians all over. Is there a part of the world that I don't want to say that it's your favorite, but have you noticed differences in
Hmm.
how it's being received or
Oh yes, oh yes. There's a lot of differences. Probably one of the more challenging one was in Tokyo,
Mhm.
a culture in which it was losing face to disclose emotions. And if I was going to do a live demonstration with somebody, I had to learn that they tell you indirectly. For example, they say my business is not going as well as I would like it to go, and I'm supposed to interpret from that that their self-esteem is damaged. And I learned how to do that, and I did several demonstrations, and it worked. And on top of that, I was doing it through a translator, so that was a big challenge, and I was successful though. So that was fun to watch. People in I had some great experiences in Norway and Sweden, as well as Germany. So it's been exciting. And then I had some real awakenings with some of when I was going to do the addiction program and at least introduce it to them in Moscow. And when I went there, it was the gentleman that picked us up from the plane brought us home to his home where they had dinner for us, and that was nice. Except he proceeded to drink, and our contact for the alcohol program was inebriated, and we had to get to the hotel from there. So in the wintertime in the snow, me and my colleague had to hitchhike to the hotel in Moscow because our contact was too drunk to drive us there. And so that was an adventure in the alcohol program. So I actually did get to the program, but vodka is so pervasive in that culture that it was a different world.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I had some good fond memories of Norway. That's the first country I went to, and still have friends from there that I met maybe in the 1990s, in the late 1990s.
What do you hope for ETT in the future?
Um, if there's a better, faster way to heal people, my motive is to get it to spread and to be accepted all over the United States and beyond. We currently have one of our teachers working in Europe, so it's already being presented there. But yeah, if people are suffering and there's a better way to get them out of it, I want to do all I can to spread the word.
Okay, so my last question for you, Dr. Vasquez, is what color is your office and how did you pick it?
My office, the actual label says peach is the color in my
Mm,
office, and I was very definite about wanting that color. I wanted my clients come and go, but I'm there all day long, so I wanted a color that was most encouraging for me. And peach is a color that, for me, evokes warmth and confidence and so forth. And it's a gentler form of orange, you could say, but that's what the label calls it, peach, and it does look sort of peach. And but it's a rich but soft, gentle peach, and also it happens to go with some of the other things in the office as well. So, yeah, I was very picky about that, and very satisfied with the office color I have right now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vasquez. This FAQ time with you has been really special, to be able to sit down and talk with you, and it has been informative also. And I'm hopeful ETT will continue to spread. And
anytime. Thank you so much for hosting this. We're going to do everything we can to get the word out about it, because there's a need out there. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.